General diagnostic. As general diagnostic for the system, you have motors, the motors, and the power to the motor, and an encoder attached to the motor. And then you have interfacing to the motor. Then from the interfacing, you have fiber optics communication with the controller. So in the same time, in the motor area, in the motors, there is a hard limit to disable the motor from moving. So from SC99, maybe they have that feature SC99 where you press SC99 you press the test test command, test the key from the front panel, then it will make auto diagnostic to the what inside the, the the motor. So let's assume now. Let's assume one of the problem, the table or tilt is going in negative direction only. Wherever you move it, it goes in negative. You see the display always negative direction, regardless of the direction. That tells me it's the encoder is dead. The encoder is no longer functioning. So there is a lot encoder you could replace. Let's get the part number, and you could purchase encoders from any electronic store and replace that encoder. So the other thing, it's if the table or tower doesn't respond back to the command, what could be the problem? One thing, like if there is no power, the motor will not start, or the hard limit will not allow it to move, or the cable between the fiber optic cable from the controller to the interface electronic is not working. It could be like one leg of the fiber optics. One leg is enough to fail the system. For example, if the transmitter, if you send the command to the motor box to move, to the motor to move, if it didn't respond, I mean, for example, you are away, you are in the operation room, and you said move, and then you didn't see any signal. There is two ways. If you don't see what's inside the room, you don't see the table, the visual. That means either the command you sent didn't get to the motor, or it went to the motors. And the same time, the motors cable does send back the feedback to the controller. Doesn't send back the feedback signal. So and the controller fast, I mean within 1 second, will send the command to stop the motor. So it's kind of like this. I mean, as soon as the controller sends signal, it doesn't get feedback, then it sends signal to stop the motor. So most of the time, people by mistake they swap the cable, the transmitter, put the transmitter or receiver by mistake, and then it's very hard for them to figure out what went wrong. Or if somebody stepped on the cable, fiber optic cable, and might crush the cable, no longer working properly. So what to do is, as I said, to test the best way, easy way to test, always start by testing the fiber optic cable. and the controller always every 500 millisecond, the controls keep sending signal to the interface. So loop the fiber optic cable. Loop the fiber optic cable. Test each leg. You have to test each leg. As I said before, you have the black terminal in this side and the black terminal in the other side. So you connect from transmitter to the receiver, and then you will see in the LCD controller, the LCD display, the count going down. Okay, if it passed the test, then test the other leg of the fiber optic the same way. By this way, now you know that the fiber optics is fine. Okay. The hard limit is obvious. The hard limit is obvious. I mean, the controller, if you send the command to the controller, from the controller to the motor box, and it will tell you if the hard limit is there, I mean, active or not active. That's another way to. This is for the. This is for any kind of equipment. Then you have another like tables or as and all this equipment. It might not move for one reason. There is no signal. There's no power to the motor legs. I mean, when you send this command to the interfacing to the motor to start, then the controller, which is start delivering power to the terminal of the motors, and then the motor starts running. So what if that terminal of the motors is over the time become loose? So then the motor will not start. There is a diagnostic ways. There is like a small document how to test this problem. One thing also, the motors. Make sure also the motor has the DC motor has fuse. Has a fuse to protect the motor from the power surge. So that was that's how the common issues for either the encoder, which is very easy to know the encoder. Always you see signal in negative direction if the encoder fails. And at the same time, also, as I said, the diagnostic test, when you press the test command, test key in the front panel, it will send signal to test the interface for all this. So it's very easy. And next video, where and how to get some of these to get parts or like fiber optics, coders, keys. One of the issues, a key problem, I'll tell you about the interface key and the LCD.